welcome to another exciting episode of The Saturday Shade. I'm your host, Nene Kabutey. And on today's topic, we are going to talk about something that honestly, I think I didn't pay for it multiple times without realizing. We are talking about, should Baecation expense be split? At this point, I have my own perception. Let's see what my guests are going to talk about. So I have with me Undria, I have Jamila, and I have T as well. Welcome, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, yeah, welcome back to everyone, and welcome Andrea for the first time. So there we go. Hey, and the viewers and listeners at home, don't forget to join the conversation on Twitter, Kabutey, on Instagram, Saturday Shade, and do not forget to hashtag Saturday Shade as well. So my awesome people, tell me, what do you think? Do you think Baecation expense be split?
Actually, I want to hear the females. I want to hear your perspectives. I'm very interested.
Why you always got to throw it to the females?
I don't want to go first.
No, because it's like there's the societal norm. You know, there's like the expectations of men in the heteronormative society.
Oh, I'm a boy. I'm still a young man. I'm a
boy. Okay. Anyway, back to reality.
I think my answer is that it depends. Should I elaborate?
Yes. Go ahead.
It depends. Yes.
It depends. I'll go with that for now. Andrea, what do you say?
Well, for me, I think yes, in a sense of when you say depends, I think so. As far as like if my boyfriend's presenting it as a gift, then yes, the man should cover the whole expense. But if it's something like, hey, babe, let's go to Bali, let's go to, New York, let's go to Europe, whatever. I feel like at that point, we should have a discussion over who should pay for the flight, hotel, rental car, and then who's going to pay for the dinner and the excursions, just 50-50. That's just me, though. That's just me.
Okay. T, let's hear yours.
Okay.
It's your turn.
Well, all right. So I kind of look at it the same way that I look at dates. Like it's pretty much going in the same way that Undria, did I pronounce it right, by the way? Undria?
Oh, yes. Perfect.
Okay,
perfect.
Cool. It's pretty much the same way she said. It's like if I initiated it, I'm kind of expecting myself to pay for everything because, it's pretty much me having an experience with you because I want you there. But if they initiate it and they ask me for it and they expect me to pay for everything, then I'm just like, all right, I'm not a trick. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Listen, I feel you on that. Yeah, I do agree.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So when I say it depends, that's also where I'm coming from with that. I think that if I say, hey, babe, you want to come to, wherever with me, I expect to be the one because it may not be the right time for them financially. Mm-hmm. And if they're the one that initiates that, the right thing will be for me or for them to ask, do you need anything? Or how can I help? Or would you want me to chip in? Beyond that, if we both bring something up and say, hey, we should probably take a vacation, then yes, that should be a split expense.
Okay, I do agree. And from my perspective, like back in the day, I'd say, you know what, let's go. I'll pay for it all. I don't give a damn. Let's just go. Grab your bags. Let's go. But now, y'all gonna be messed up. Like, hell no.
Right? I worked hard for this one.
What is your experience?
Not anymore.
Yeah, what is your experience?
Well, I've been on a few, maybe 3 vacations, which, I think one of them actually just said, get your bags, let's go. And I think the other 2, we agreed to go. But then again, I ended up paying. I'm like, let's just go. I like to travel. I love to travel. I love discounts, okay? Yeah. That's it. To the point, like, I'm not doing it more. But a friend of mine actually just gave like a very good comparison where she said, she doesn't mind for the guy to pay for like the flights and everything. The flights and maybe the hotel. It depends on how expensive it is. And she doesn't mind paying for like the Uber rides, the excursions, and dinner. I was like, right. I never thought about it like that. Though. But
so
that is
my cousin does that.
All the expensive things she doesn't mind him paying for is what she's saying. It sounds like broke bitch energy right now, I'll be honest.
Well, I feel like unless you're going to Florida or Mexico, the flight is usually the most expensive thing. Mm-hmm. And so once someone takes the flight, if it's a split trip, once someone takes the flight, then the other person should just take care of like the food, the Ubers, the pickups and drop-offs, the excursions. but those things can also add up. So what I found is that my cousins has told me her experience is that sometimes that money does add up. So they started where they were then, when it comes to like spending money for souvenirs stuff and like general stuff that like an individual wants, then yes, it is that person's responsibility to take care of. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like if it's my babe's birthday and I want to bring them to Mexico, then yes, of course, I'll say it's all expenses paid. I'm taking care of the flight and the hotel. Okay, typically, that's what I mean by I'm taking care of it. But it doesn't include everything like Uber and stuff.
Okay, but see, that's your initiative and that's your prerogative. You were choosing to do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So completely understandable. Pay for whatever you feel inclined to pay for. That's your gift to them. But
there's always a
but. I'm sorry. It's just I'm on the thought.
On the fence? Okay, I'm
listening.
No,
not on the fence. I'm on the thought, the practice of being open and honest about, transactions. If I'm going to pay for like the tickets, the trips, whatever. Like I honestly don't mind if the relationship has reached a certain point.
You don't mind. Been there, done that. I have a PhD and I'm done.
But if you got it like that, whatever. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world, but it's more about the principle, not necessarily about the money. And speaking of principle, like, why are you going on vacations if you're broke? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, if you
that's
can't,
true. That's true.
We all want to keep up with the Joneses, and we are nowhere closer to Jay.
No, it's like if you have to discuss money and this and that, like, because I'm a giver, right? Like in a relationship,
right?
If it's a vacation ship, like you said, with your partner or whatever, not just like some random person that's like I said, trying to be like, oh, I'm going on vacation, I'm going on parasailing with this random stranger. I don't care about all of that,
right?
But if it's actually my girlfriend,
stranger,
no,
a lot of people do.
That is the oddest thing.
Yeah, they want a free meal. I'm like, what if you don't come back?
Hey, man. We've all heard the stories of people getting food out and being stranded.
Oh, yes.
It's a level of relationship that I have to be with a person to be outside of my bubble with them in a vacation setting. So I won't just travel with just anybody.
Yeah.
So unless my partner and if we're talking like romantic terms, unless we're in a really comfortable place with each other where discussing money isn't an issue and they don't mind that I'm paying for a flight ticket or I'm doing this, and they don't mind that I would want them to do something or the other, then I can go on vacation with you because I don't need you to pull out your calculator when we're sitting down trying to pay for a bill at a restaurant. I don't need that in my life. So, yes.
You got a very valid point. Like,
no, I don't. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't. Same thing. Like, I don't. Like, if it's a serious relationship, a serious, interpersonal relationship with this person, like, this kind of boils down to like love and affection. Because I think, like I said, I'm a giver. Like, if I care about you, like, doesn't matter what you're going through in life, I'm going to try and make sure your life is easy and you have, a good experience regardless. So most of the things that I'm going to be doing for you are out of my, I'm initiating it. I'm just like, hey, I see you're stressing right now. Let's go on a vacation. I see you're, whatever right now. Let's do this. I see you're
stressing. You're just going to take them on a vacation because they're stressing?
Listen,
and it's not your wife?
Do that.
If I'm intimate with this person, I love them. Yes. It is what it is. But again, that's my prerogative. That's me initiating things. It's me choosing to do that. Whereas if somebody texts me right now, it's just like, I want to go to Mexico. I'm just like, all right, well, have fun.
Like what? Who are you asking? I'll go to Mexico.
We can do a group trip to Mexico, not like one-on-one thing.
I don't even want to go across the street with you.
Yeah. So, speaking about group trips, I don't do group trips anymore with broke people. Never. That's it.
But you don't know until it gets to the point of no return.
The people I usually take trips with, we plan ahead of time, and everyone knows, like, we are going, and like everyone like.
You start with 10 and end with 2. Is that the kind?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, I've been there before, but not anymore. I've been there before, but not anymore. Yeah, I'm like, I'm done because I've been on trips with like friends, and I end up like.
I feel like.
And it's absurd. Yeah.
With me,
like he said, when you reach a certain level with somebody, those things, like, it's almost like going into the weeds too much when you're counting who's paying for this, who's paying for that. When you're in that kind of relationship, you don't even think, oh my God, will I look like an idiot paying for this person's ticket? Will I look like an idiot because you're that invested with them or comfortable with them, and you guys are like intertwined in a way that it really doesn't matter. So I won't think that, oh my God, why would I pay? No. But it depends on where you are in your relationship with the person. If it's 3 months, you have no business.
Well, okay. See, that's the thing. I'm not really going to put like a time limit on
it was 90 days for me.
90 days?
3 months. You have no business.
I'm not the kind of person that put like a time limit on relationship stuff because in my experience, it takes different lengths of time for people to like fall in love or whatever it may be. Like Kabutey, you and I both know people that like have known each other and already been married like that. You know what I mean? It's not a...
Put me on that shit like that.
No, I'm just saying, it's just love is love. Sometimes like especially with as a guy, as speaking to the audience, all the guys out there that are listening, y'all know this. As a guy,
not all of them though. Some of them are not trained from the house.
No. As a guy, all of us know when we know. Like if it's
some of us, I'll say some of us.
Damn.
Some of us.
Let them have it.
Okay. Well,
most men know.
Most guys know when they know. It's like if I'm talking to somebody and I'm just like, okay, this is going to be like the one, or maybe it may not be at the end of the day, but in our minds, it's like it's the one. We know, like, and we also know when it's going to be somebody that's like, a fling or whatever it may be, or somebody that's not even that far. It's just like a one night thing, whatever it may be. We usually know.
Well,
so what indicates that?
Yeah, my last relationships, I thought they were going to be the one, but oh well.
Yeah, but it's usually compatibility and just interest, the chemistry. Like usually you kind of can tell. It's just like, all right, this person is a very flirtatious person, and like we're hitting it off, but like there's no real substance, there's no real depth. Then all right, well, this is fun. You know what I mean? You can usually feel it out.
Feel the vibe, yeah. And I think most people actually do take advantage of the other person to go on a trip for free and not pay. I've seen it before.
I've seen it.
Right. And that's where when you exist in that mindset, it makes you hesitant. Oh my God, am I spending money on somebody that's just here to mooch off of me? And that's why I said I used 3 months, just because I feel like by then, hopefully you would have gone through some unforeseen situations where you can feel the person out and how they deal with certain things. Like, you're going to go all the way across the world with someone. Let's say you go to Europe with them and all of a sudden they're being funny with you.
Baby, like you ain't going nowhere.
The time yourself and going to dinner yourself. So I feel like giving it 3 to 6 months will at least put you guys, if you are in and around each other a lot, you'll see them in different contexts to see whether that's someone worth investing a couple of $1,000 planning a trip for.
Well, I think I'll probably do like 12 months, a year, because I'm that pretty.
A year.
No, yeah. I am that pretty to the point that if we do travel international and you do some pay shit, I'm going to cancel your ticket and you on your own.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, also to build on all of this, though, like, I think generally speaking, if I'm going to travel with somebody, I want to make sure that there's somebody worth traveling with, and it's not a romantic thing, because I hate traveling with somebody that wants to do the exact same stuff they could have done at home. Like, let's go to the house. Let's go to like.
Like, we go out, I'm like, do not order chicken tenders and fries. We were in a nice restaurant.
Seriously.
Get something different.
Thank you.
Try the octopus. Try the whatever. Just try something different.
You know? When in Rome.
Get out of your phone. Get your phone out of your phone, please.
Like,
don't ask me to take a picture of every single thing.
No, we're not.
True.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I've actually come to a realization, I do take pictures sometimes, but I don't post it right away. It takes about like months, weeks, or days. And we're like, oh my God. Because I just posted a picture a few days ago to like, oh, you still in Houston? I'm like, I took that in March, but okay, that's good.
Right. Yeah. And that's a safety thing too. But
you be nosy.
Like living the moment. Like I put such stock in living in the moment and doing it with the person that you're traveling with. I don't care if it's your sister, your spouse, your mother. When you're talking about that experience a year down the line or 3 months down the line, you want to know that they felt the things that you felt and saw it as closely as you did, so you can have that in-depth conversation and reminisce on it together. But if you're in your phone all the time and you're looking for the perfect shot for Instagram, where nobody cares, how many seconds do you actually spend on a person's picture before you hit like
at most it's like tap,
you
know. Like, all right.
When I go on trips with my friends, like I get to the point now, just like record our moments, but I won't post them till like almost a year later. I'm just like, oh shoot, I forgot about that. We did do that. But it's more so just enjoying my friends, enjoying the memories. A lot of people, they only go for social media purposes anyway, just to show that I'm in Puerto Rico. I'm in, and it's like that takes the fun out of things to me personally.
You know what? To me right now, like with my mindset right now, I feel like if I'm going to do like a vacation, right, with someone that I'm actually very, intimate with, we are going to go to probably Africa. You know why? Because I'm like, that's when you spend a lot of money to go. Trust me.
You're not spending a lot of money.
What are you
to go, it's a lot of money, but when you're there, it's
to go, the plane ticket, yes, absolutely, but I'm not going to go to Cabo and pay like $200 and feel like I'm on top of the world. Come on. I'm like, Dubai, that's not a real vacation, okay? Like, if you want to do a real vacation,
go to Dubai.
Go to Dubai. If you go to Dubai,
like spend a couple days on Mykonos or Santorini.
Because people be doing the most. Like everybody and their mama has been to Tulum, like for the last 6 months.
Yes,
we're not talking about that.
See that
quarantine destination, pandemic destination.
And in Miami again, I'm just like, okay. Like, gosh,
I lived in Miami for a few years, so I'm that whole aesthetic is dead to me.
I still haven't been to BVI. I still haven't been to Mexico. I still haven't been to Aruba. I haven't done any of those. I just go across the ocean.
Yeah,
like
I wouldn't
need to go across the ocean.
I wouldn't recommend those vacations anyway. To be honest, they're overcrowded.
And I don't like people like that.
And there's really not much to do except spending a lot of money. Like you're not actually having a great experience, and you can do that anywhere. So it's like, if you're gonna go somewhere that's a whole new experience.
Do that. Listen, I feel like I don't know if people realize this, but I can live in Houston, right? I mean, I used to live in Houston.
Yes.
I feel like you can do everything in Houston in a day. Or maybe in a month. There's so much to do. I think sometimes people just need, because I knew people who did not even have a passport. I'm like,
I'm getting one. I'm sorry, y'all.
Like, you called me out.
I'm behind,
but
sorry.
Listen, but you do travel. You've traveled out of like Texas, so you go to places, So there's a difference. Some people have not even been on a bus.
See, but that's the thing. I'm the kind of person that, like you mentioned, you can do everything in Houston in a day. I disagree with that. Like I've been living here for 3 years now.
Sir, I did it 8 years. You'll be fine. By the time you get to your 8th year, you know what to do.
No, I'm saying there's always something happening. There's always something going on. There's always some new experience. And I'm a big foodie too. So like I love going to like food trucks or whatever here and there. There's always something new and different to try out.
Yeah.
So like this, for example, there's the Seismic Museum just opened up, the little art gallery with all the lights or whatever. Cider Cage just opened up. That's like a bar. This is probably free marketing for them, whatever. But it's like an arcade bar kind of thing. You go in there, get some drinks. You can like play arcade games, whatever, with a bunch of random people. There's a bunch of things that are always like happening and revolving. So like that's kind of where I like to travel for, is like if I'm going to go there, I want to experience what the locals experience and not necessarily like the tourist attractions.
And you actually brought up a good point. I think, at this point, if you want to take a vacation with someone, right, I think you need to do like explore the city with a person for a weekend or something. Just see how it might go, live in the same city. Kind of like just get a hotel, like
Airbnb exists now for a reason. You can go to DC, you can go to New York.
Yeah, I mean, at least if you're starting like the city where you live in, like just like a weekend, figure out, okay, can we do this when we go, like take a flight? I'm all for that. I mean, I don't mind spending money just to like something small. Then be like, okay, you know what? Let's take it somewhere else. But baby, if this isn't working for a weekend,
your way into it.
Good night.
Please don't make your first trip like way far. Like, don't go to Dubai on your first trip.
Don't do that.
No.
Like, I feel judged.
That will be bad.
No, you've done that before.
I didn't go to Dubai, but I feel judged. But yeah.
You got to tell.
Like 5 towns away, and then go to another state, and then go to BVI, and then like you keep going until you trust them.
I mean, I say take a leap and go a little far, but not too far. Actually,
take a leap. This ain't no test trial. This ain't like trial.
Go somewhere that's go to the different coast. Like if you're on the East Coast, go to the West Coast. If you're in the Central, go to
where you will be fine. Right. You don't have to go look for the American embassy in that country.
Right. That point.
You don't have to call the State Department.
And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb.
That point.
I want
No,
to be like,
but-
I'm a refugee.
That is so true, though. And I think like most people actually so much. I think recently I saw something on the Shade Room anyway, where it was like a lady who actually gave her boyfriend or her fiance money to go shopping. And I'm like, I didn't meet somebody like that because I'm tired of spending.
No, wait, she just gave him money?
Yeah, just to like splurge him to like to
Okay,
just go
so
shopping.
why are y'all so shocked though? Like guys do it all the time to women. Like,
Well, look,
Yeah, I feel like we need
reciprocity.
Yes.
Reciprocity.
I feel like the root of this whole vacation conversation is how comfortable are you with spending on your significant other? How
That's true.
significant the person is should
That part.
determine that.
That is true.
Period.
I've been with
Honestly,
you for a year now. I
preaching.
can't.
Listen, I feel like there's a whole
still have it?
episode right there. Like you said it all.
Yeah.
Is
How
the person worth
significant the
it?
person should, because if the person is your level of significant and worth it, you would buy them a yacht if you were Jay-Z. You will
True.
buy them an island
True.
if you could, because
This is
you
very
know
true.
that they will do the same for you. But
True.
when do you know and how long will that take is what the variance is.
Listen, until I put a ring on it, you getting a card, okay, or a text.
Not a card.
Sir.
You put a
Not a
Sir.
Oh, you getting some food to eat. Oh, you getting some food to eat.
So if you've been with them for 3 years, you're just gonna get a card. That's it. No money,
mean,
not even
you know,
$1,000
it
shopping
depends on-
spree.
It depends on where we at, you know. It depends. You know.
Right. If the person's doing it
judging
for
you
you,
so hard right
absolutely,
now.
you'll do it for them back.
Oh,
with
yeah.
no hesitation. Absolutely. I feel like I want to hear from the man's perspective. I feel like in the
Mhm.
beginning of the conversation, T had said like in this society and like it's heteronormative, and
Mhm.
because of that, it's the expectation for the men. Is that why you guys feel like there has to be more of a, I'm going to use the word test for lack of a better word,
Okay.
like the person has to qualify in some way to gain access to that kind of thing?
Oh, I want to. You want to happen?
I was going to say, honestly, before, I mean, back in the day, I didn't care, but now I do. And I think it's like the new age I'm at right now. I'm like, I mean, is it worth it? You know, like, I don't just want to like invest or spend time.
Is it because you've had experiences of where people
Absolutely.
use you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, for
Okay.
me, it's more of a like my time is valuable, and so is my money. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
if
ching,
I'm
ching,
gonna,
ching.
no, but
Right?
it's the reality though. If I'm going to be with somebody and spend time and money on that person, it's going to be an investment into our future, not necessarily like just. I mean, yeah, you can do things for an experience and have fun or whatever in the moment. If you're spontaneous, great, cool, whatever. But if it's like a vacation ship, I'm investing my emotions into you and saying that, okay, this person is a person that I want to be with. I want to spend the rest of my life with. I want to build a future and an empire with. So if I'm going to do that, money there's no real value you can put on it. It doesn't matter. But if you're not that person, then that's when it starts to become a matter of qualifications. Do I care about this person enough? Or is this person reciprocating enough? Is this relationship worth any of this? And if it's not, and you have to be honest with yourself, because I've been in situations recently where like I could be a bit of a flirt sometimes, where it seems like it's all great and it's all fun or whatever.
Did you say you could? Or
Shut up. So
I asked a question. I asked a question.
He raced past that.
He was like, real quick.
It could be whatever. And then you get into the situation where it's just like, oh, now I actually have to like put in a bit of effort. It's no longer just talk anymore. And it's like, is this person actually worth, like any kind of real effort besides just having fun flirtations conversations? And it's a bit messed up, but most of the time people tend to know. You kind of know going into it, just like, yeah, this is just actually kind of like a fun fling. This is like whatever.
But I feel like after 6 months, if you're like going on trips with someone, you should have known the red flags and the green flags by then.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
If
exactly.
you're looking though, if you're not
If
crazy
you're
in love,
Right.
Oh yeah, right.
because that crazy in love timeline always messes a lot of people up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They don't follow your
And
heart.
I feel like typically, or it's usual for the man to carry that financial load in a relationship.
True.
But now where we are as a society, where women sometimes are making equal, if not more, than the man, that is where I will throw as much on you as you throw on me. So I'm going to use this couple as an example, and as much as I hate to, sorry, but like Gucci Mane and his wife, Keisha Kayor, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she makes good money, but I don't know. I know nothing, not too much about them. I don't know if she makes Gucci Mane money, like in terms of rapper money, right? But because he's always splurging on her, she also will get up and buy him the swankiest car and buy him the biggest piece of jewelry. And no one looks at it like, ooh, why are you spending all that money on that guy, right? Because they're equally in that sense. She's doing for him. She's matching his energy, or he's matching her energy. When men do it, it's because they suspect that the woman might be in it for the money. When a woman is spending a lot on a man, she's worried, what will my friends and family say? Will they say I'm an idiot for this man? So those are the two perspectives that we approach that from.
Well,
today, when we in the situation that we are financially making making enough money and able to do those things for you guys as well.
See, Keisha did that only because before when Gucci went to jail, he gave her some money and she came back and flipped that. So he's kind of like, why not stay with her? That's how I look at it. She actually took the time out, So I see why they.
So not having that context, not having the benefit of that context, I was just using them as an example or as a metaphor for a successful woman and a successful man. And when they're both two people in a relationship on the same financial level.
Yeah. So my thing is all about, I'm big on reciprocity. I'm big on, understanding that this is a partnership. This is a you and I.
Half and half.
Given, exactly.
50-50, okay?
Like, take a pen and grass. Let's go. But like the reality is that, like, as you mentioned earlier, society does expect the men to, do all these other things, pay for a lot of things, whatever. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is that what do you value? Like, if you're a materialistic person, then it's just like, oh, buy me this car, buy me this thing. Like, if someone was to do that to me, I wouldn't care. Like, I'd be like, oh, I can't believe you did that to me. But deep down, it's just like, okay, like I'm a tech guy. So if you gave me some tech, I'd be like, oh, yay. But like, if you gave me like a car or like a plane or a yacht or whatever, I don't even swim. Why would I need a yacht? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it depends on what they value. Like, if they're materialistic like that and they like jewelry and they like diamonds or whatever and all that stuff, sure, cater to that. I think I even mentioned that on one of your previous podcasts before, if they could hear me, about loving somebody in their love language.
Oh yeah.
And, it's kind of the same thing, where it's just like, if you're going to treat somebody or spend money on somebody or vacation with somebody, make sure it's something they actually care about. Make sure it's something that they value. Because honestly, you're not just doing things to show off and whatever. Like Saweetie is, I think, a materialistic person to me, right? She loves, these cars. She loves, being icy and those other things, whatever. And when she was dating Quavo, like, you can see in the relationship, it was always like material gifts after material gifts.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it was toxic behind closed doors because reality is different. But like, they stayed together for that long because they were, feeding each other's, I guess,
egos.
The image thing.
Yeah, they were feeding each other in a way that it was like, it felt like they were like, this person loves me because they're doing the things that I like, not necessarily because they were actually having a healthy relationship. So
it blocked them from seeing what they actually were made of.
Exactly.
Yeah. It did.
But that's going back to what's the healthy conversation we had like last episode. As far as the vacation though, if it's something that you value the person and you care about them a lot and you see it as a worthy investment because of their happiness and your happiness, and you both get something out of it. It's
time,
exactly,
connection,
exactly. It's
emotional connection, like wasting that time investing in you.
Yeah, and you can tell there's going to be a good time, not just like a burden, because sometimes some people are burdens in vacations.
Oh yes,
a lot of times.
So yeah, I would definitely like. I don't mind splitting the bill. I don't mind paying all of it. It doesn't matter. It depends on the relationship.
Yeah.
To me, I think, if I'm going to go on a vacation now, I don't think it's going to be all on me. Split until the middle.
But you're jaded though. You're just like, I've been through the ringer. I've seen the worst of the worst.
I have.
Who hurt you, Kabutey? Who hurt you?
Why?
I have. I've been there, done that, have a PhD, bought me a house, got me a t-shirt on that. No thank you.
Oh my god.
I have it all.
A hug, bro.
Yeah.
I think the next trip I'm probably going to take that's like going out, probably going to splurge. It has to be my wife, and that's it. I'm not doing this.
How do you even get to that point without, showing her that you can actually?
We're going to do the low-cost stuff. We'll do the low-cost stuff.
Start locally, start small, and then
obviously, yeah. I'm talking about because it's a mentality. Vacations, staycation, whatever you call it. Like, all of it is still a mentality of like, I am going to, treat you like you're special.
Yes.
And if you're not treated, if you get them a card, like you said, for their birthday or for their whatever it is,
that counts.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It is. I thought about you and I got you a card.
No,
not if you can do more.
That's you can do more.
Finger in their eye. If they know you can do more, that's disrespectful.
See, the do more part, I'm still thinking about because I'm like, hold on, just be honest.
Martin, if you're with the person to test them, don't be with them.
Well, that's what I felt the last time. I was like, I'm not a test drive for someone to just date me and we're going to be breaking up and doing all this stuff.
But you can't exist in a suspicious mind frame throughout a relationship.
I guess because I'm back to being on a rotation. That's why.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
No, but knowing myself, I'm probably going to talk about this big game, probably fall in love and just like, no, you want to go on a trip? And I'm probably going to end up paying for it anyway, so.
Like next week, can you be off?
Yeah. Probably going to be like, let's go. I'll be the one to say, let's go. Just pack your bags. You ain't got a bag? Let's just go. We'll get you some new clothes.
Okay, sugar daddy. All right.
I'm 19, man.
Sugar daddy territory, boy.
Okay.
Wow.
Like, go ahead then, man.
Well, 19 and still counting.
I mean, if you want to do that, why not?
To me, that's I think a core reason that I'm so into reciprocity is because, like, when you have a relationship like that, when somebody is a benefactor and they spend on everything, you don't see them as a person as much anymore. You start to see them as an ATM. And I'm just like, it's not an even relationship. It's not 50-50. It's not give and take. It's more of like 90-10. Like, okay, well, I'm giving you pretty, this pussy spam, whatever. And it's just like, all right, cool, great, physical stuff.
Yeah, what you bring to the table is some cat.
Yeah, it's like,
right.
It's exactly. So it's just like, at what point does it become like a business transaction rather than an actual relationship?
Yeah. What I would say to people listening is you would know when you are at that place with the person to not count every single cent when you're doing something for them. It will come so naturally. You would want to like throw within reason, don't be an idiot, but you would want to give and give and give because you know that they are also always wanting to step up and do something to make you happy. So it won't even be a thought if you're doing it when you're doing it for the person, because you're on equal ground, and that can be hard to come by. But when you get it, you would know.
Yeah, I think honestly, that's one of the telling signs of like people that are actually in relationships versus not on Twitter. Because people that are single on Twitter always go off the whole like, oh, he got to pay this, he got to do this, he got to do that, and they go off, bro.
And that's why they're single.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like
that's
to be honest, that's why they're single.
It is because I think some people I know some people who actually said no. They want to get in a relationship because the guy has to take care of them. There's a responsibility. I'm like, so you're just gonna sit down like this every day?
I think I know.
Right. So it's applying theory to something that once you're in it and you're practicing, it might not be.
There you go.
You can't write down what your experience will be and for it to be exactly what you write down. Nothing works that way because it's not just you, it's the other person. And so
that's true.
People have to work on self-awareness in relationships, like realizing You know, are you capable of doing this? Yeah, even outside of relationships. But like when it comes to like self-awareness, like, are you able to do this on your own accord? You know, some people date somebody that's out of their league and just try to keep up with them. It's like, you know damn well you broke and you'll
run out of breath.
Like it's just
chasing them.
Right. And that becomes resentment, and that's how you had the Saweetie Quavo kind of situation, just living up for an image, you know. Just being honest with herself.
That was just ridiculous.
I was like, oops.
I wasn't actually surprised though. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't.
That thing stung from high heaven.
Yeah, I really was. I'm like, oh well, who's next?
Right.
It wasn't the whole who's next thing. It was just like the way she was looking at her ex on the this is little, I guess, unnecessary side conversation, but the way she was looking at her ex on the interview with
Justin Laborde. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I was just like, your eyes are twinkling just a little too much. You know what I mean? Like, as I'm getting like a mixed signal right now. One signal is just like, okay, let's cut it off right now. But another part of it was just like, you seem like kind of intrigued a little bit. So I was like,
see, let's be honest, okay? Working in this world of like, production and stuff, sometimes the camera is actually focused on one side. It has multiple cameras. It wasn't only one camera. So, even though she was like sitting on that side and her eyes on, you probably might think it's him, but then again,
her body language.
Her body language.
I gotta watch that again.
And that was before
you gotta watch body language more than anything.
And the body language I be watching is the wrong things.
Yeah, that is 90% of communication, though.
Nonverbals, speak on it.
Yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, so like, no, but seriously though, that interview came out before they broke up, and because media life, people record things like maybe a month or two in advance or whatever, however long in advance before they actually air it. So they had definitely shot that way before the breakup. So I was just like, and that was happening. And that's how she was feeling about whatever it was.
Dragged in an elevator.
Yeah.
See, that's nasty, boy.
Like Beyonce and Jay-Z and Solange all over again. It's like,
right? Ooh.
And anyway, to wrap it up, I mean, my thing is like in this modern age, I mean, I know we've all talked about how we'll probably like spend money going on vacations, right? Mm-hmm. At this point in time, let's just say today, whilst you're wrapping up, would you pay fully for a trip, or it still depends on something?
You pay what?
Would you like fully like spend like a whole trip on a vacation, or you want it to be 50-50? Depends on where you guys are.
I mean, like I said, we think we've already kind of covered it all. I think we're all on the same page that it's a matter of, how important the relationship is, the value, and just reciprocity, like understanding that it's a 50-50 relationship. Like if I'm like, I think, Jamila said it earlier, if you're going to spend, $400 or $500 on the plane tickets for, each for both of us, then I'm probably going to cover the Uber to get to the hotel. It's not really the same amount, but then the thought.
Something. But when it adds up, it's a different story.
Yeah. So like in the relationship, you're not going to be, pinching pennies or like crunching numbers.
Counting everything. Don't pull out your calculator.
It's supposed to be like, I'm putting in the effort and you put in some effort and we're doing this together. So the amount doesn't matter. It's as long as it's not like I said in the very beginning, I'm not a trick, don't expect me to pay for every single thing. And then at the end of the day, like I feel empty.
Right.
Right.
Well, it was empty for me. Who's gonna go next?
Ooh, I would definitely say I look at everything as 100-100. Like if you want to do this trip, okay, cool. Like you got $5K, I'll bring $5K, and we just match each other. And just I feel like personally, I just like the person I'm with, I love them enough to like want to just spend on it anyway. Mm-hmm. Now, a person before that, no, because I saw the red flags right there, they didn't deserve it. So it's like I knew not to do that. But this one I actually care about. So it's like, okay, now I'm seeing outside of myself, So definitely I would love spending it on him because he do it for me without second thought. So it's nature to me.
Okay.
That's how you know you're in love.
Okay. That's what you know.
Healthy.
Yes. Healthy. That is the word, healthy.
Yes.
And I will 100% pay a full everything for a vacation because if I feel like the person fits the bill for someone I would take a vacation with, then why not? Especially if there's someone I'm romantically involved with. I won't just go on vacation with just any body. So If we're going on vacation and it's something that I can do and you can't in the moment, or even without asking, absolutely, I would. Because I would like to think that I'm a good judge of character and where someone is within their financial situation. And if I say, hey, I'm booking this, they would then say, okay, if you've done it already, I'll take care of this when we go.
Yeah,
and you can tell. You can
tell. Your instincts tells.
Yeah. Yes. You would know.
Yeah.
You would know, Martin.
Honestly, I think. Yeah.
Calm down. You'll see.
Like, I buy my love a Rolex. I was like, here, cool.
Yeah. Because he must like watches, right? Or I'm assuming.
Yes, he loves watches and tech. Just all that.
So, see, he understands that he likes watches, and he understands he probably likes Rolex because that has value to them. And you took the initiative, prerogative, your choice to get them a gift that you thought would make them happy because you're in a relationship with them. There you go.
That's healthy. Healthy adult relationship.
I guess all my ex relationships and all my friends just not love food. That's
Martin, we need to vet these people.
You like cake.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah, I just love food and that's it.
Do a questionnaire.
It is, but you know what I actually realized?
Like a personality test.
I do, but I had to realize I'm the type of person, right? Mm-hmm. I'll buy everything I need. So it's hard for people to figure out what they actually have to give to me because I make sure I get what I need so I don't have to depend on anybody.
No one's ever hard. No one's ever hard.
Well, I mean,
it's always one thing that you may miss. Somebody's gonna catch on. They really care.
That. But when it comes to food, I love the food.
Of it that you haven't gotten yet. Like,
listen, if you care about somebody,
I'm gonna call you. I'm like, guess what?
If you care about somebody, you'll literally have like some form of like a little mental notes. And my memory is kind of trash. So like instead of mental notes, I literally have like, actual lists.
I do that too for mine.
Yeah. Literal lists of things that I'm like, oh, they want this, they like this, or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. Let me send them this, surprise them with this, or whatever it is.
That's true. I've done it before. I do that as well. But I just like sometimes when it comes to me, I just be on the mood. They were like, okay, either he's going to do too much. But I would say this, most of the times I do get, apart from food, I do get like, cash or gift cards because they're like, go get what you need because we don't know what you want. So, yeah. So
that's right. Or sometimes you can try to like get them to do something that they typically won't. Like my man knows I hate watches. I never wear a watch. And he recently just randomly got me a watch. And he's like, okay.
Oh, look at you. Look at you wearing it.
You love it.
I mean, I can watch, I can check the time on my phone. He goes, no, I will also like count your steps and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, I hate watches, but I have worn it every single day.
There you go.
And you know, works. Like it does. Yes, it does work. But,
See,
I mean, it worked in other ways too, where it was like, oh, okay, I'll wear a watch. You got it for me. Yeah. So these things, like you match their energy. I think we use that phrase all the time. Match your energy. Match.
Yes.
I think when you match each other's energy, you will know, Martin, and you would love it.
We will. Yeah. I'm like, at this point, I'm like, Lord, I'm maybe I might have to join a seminary to just give my life to Jesus. Call me Pope Martin somewhere.
We were just talking about that before. We don't.
Martin.
I know, right? Call me a pope at this point. But thank y'all so much because this was very insightful. Because I feel like everyone needs to have like a perspective, and you guys brought it. So I do appreciate it. Listeners at home, listen. I'm used to this. On your own. Yeah, listen. I wake up like, okay, I'm on my own on this one, but you know what? But that's the point though, because I feel like
stand in it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's sometimes because the way I think, I'm sure someone else is thinking the same thing. Or someone else might be the opposite too, because I want people to actually get it from all perspectives,
And whoever hurt them, we'll give them a hug too, okay? Just like you. It's all good. All hearts.
Oh my God. Yeah, it is.
All hearts.
Yes, it is. Well, thank y'all so much. And listeners and viewers at home, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Join us next time for the next episode. And don't forget to join us on Instagram, Saturday Shade, Twitter, Kabutey, and don't forget to hashtag Saturday Shade. And always remember, Saturday Shade, it is all about the fun.